Hi, I'm here. Whew. I don't know about any of you, but I'm a wee bit tired today, and I think I stayed up later than I usually do. So that's probably it. I was up like I'm usually in bed at 10:30. Like honestly, I'm in bed 10:30. I'm probably asleep before 11. Last night, there's a new show on Prime, fabulous show. It's called The Great. It's about Catherine the Great and how, with her and Peter, the Emperor, got together, and the whole how she got to her power because she was a very powerful, fabulous woman for her time. I mean, to run all of Russia and taking over that power from her husband because he was a complete idiot and dipshit. And it's just, I've been watching the series. It's a great series. It's called The Great, very well filmed, uh, quite bizarre. It is bizarre, huzzar, as they would say. I've tried a couple of days. Exhausted I am. Yeah, you know, I get it. Exhaustion is here, but I'm kind of pumped because there's some things that, I'm going to be doing um, readings in my girlfriend's shop today. So I'm going down to do readings in her shop. And so I'm going to be doing that this afternoon. So I'm really pumped about doing that. So that is going to be fine. But going back to the, I just wanted to, I'll come back to about the readings where I'm going, but watching this show, The Great, but watching how a bumbling idiot, and the funny thing is, who he kept reminding me of? Trump. Because the thing is that everybody had to love him. Everybody had to love him and say nice things about him. If you didn't say nice things, if you weren't kind to him, he would actually take away your title and make you a servant, right? And that's what he would do. And it's very similar. It's like if you don't, I'm going to get you the names. Cynthia, if you don't like him, he's going to just fire you. I mean, he's done that with everybody. So very much, I just found such a parallel between the character of, I mean, he's the son of Peter the Great, who really did, create it for Russia and everything else. But, and then his son, the bumbling idiot, coming in, and it was just totally bizarre. They kept on saying bizarre and smashing glasses. I was thinking of all the glass makers during that time, and all those people who did, how many glasses they had to go through in creating all those glasses and stuff. It was just unreal. Like, I really found it very just watching how the aristocrats lived, even at that time, with no regards to the poor. And Catherine, a very well-read woman, wanted to teach women how to read, wanted to teach women, educate them, because women in Russia at that time did not read. They weren't allowed. They were only meant to produce the seed. The seed. It was just so surreal, the whole thing on women and how they were treated. As property is a big thing, and women being treated as property, and they're only used for them to dump their seed into into you, and then yeah, it was just crazy. So um I'm trying to I think it's called The Inner Circle, the shop. I don't know why I don't remember the name of the shop, but it's The Inner Circle, the Blessed Circle. It's called Blessed Circle. I'm going to just write it up here. It's called Blessed Circle, and it's at 224 13th Avenue Southwest, Calgary. So that's the name of the place where I'm at today. I'm going to have to redo it for... Try another one. I'm just going to put... Should show up. No, I think it did show up. So that's where I'm at, is at the Blessed Circle today. I'm there from 1 to 4. I'll be doing readings there. So if you want to see me in person, plus social distancing is still applied when you're there. So I could still do a reading and you be 2 meters away. It's not an issue. So I'll be doing that there today. So that's where I'll be at. But the energies of that time, and I'm just going to go back to the time of the aristocrats and just watching it. And I've been watching a lot of like 18th century and Victorian women, how they dressed and the clothing that they wore, etc. And excuse me 1 second, Mateus, where are you? What happened? 1 second. Live TV, and a child says I need help. What's going on, Mateus? Sorry. Gotta love it. Leave you guys with dead air. I should have left some music going. My grandson needed a little bit of assistance. But yeah, it is that energy of how people used to be, and especially how for us as women, and how this feminine energy is coming into Gaia at this time. But watching a lot of these women from that era, different eras, of how they had to struggle from not only for what they wore, but even being able to learn how to read and write. I mean, what a concept, right? Learn how to read and write, to educating ourselves in many things, to coming up to the last century where women were just allowed to vote. So I'm just looking at the creation of all of this different energies that are coming in. And even, for now, how we are still looking at different things for women and equal pay. We're still, and how also that, when it does come to elections, when it does come to how many are actually voting, and how we sort of take it for granted now. So this is where I feel like a lot of this energy that's even coming into Gaia right now is teaching us to be appreciative to what we have, be appreciative to how we have created a world that we can have so many advantages, and how we can step towards those advantages in our own life, and how they unveil themselves in our life and in the world around us. So anyways, that was what, this is what happens when I watch a show, finding the correlations and everything that goes along with it, and how she was, having to be accepted by the court, having to be accepted by other people, just being very idealistic and wanting to have that love and that romance, but your husband, is like to like a piece of what, shit, and doesn't have that appreciation for you, or doesn't admire who you are. You just got married because of status, or bringing that status, and to bear an heir for the crown. So that's very, I think that's very interesting, the show, to go watch. Anyways, as I babble on. The other thing I want to is the transition of the energies that are changing. I just finished writing my blog and doing my blog up, and it's up there on on my Facebook page, and it's all about the new season and the Gemini season that's coming in and bringing in this new energy for it. So it's up there on my blog. It's up there on my page. And this is all about because, hold on, I got to get my thoughts here because so many, I went on from one subject to, anyways, I'm just babbling on. Bear with me, please. So Taurus season, we're going to be moving out of Taurus season. So right now it is where we want to begin to really get grounded, to begin to really plant the seeds of what it is that we want to, bringing in that foundation. And the next chapter is Gemini, which is going to be happening on Wednesday. And the Taurus season has truly made a foundational chapter of our year when we've met to more clearly define our desires and figure out how to make them happen in time. But Gemini season is when we start going out into the world to share our message. So this is where Taurus season, this last, is getting things together, gathering what it is that we need to do in order to set forth our message, set forth whatever you are wanting to put together. And with the retrogrades, with like Saturn and Venus, Jupiter, this is all a culmination of us, taking those ideas, taking that inward on how they feel. Gemini season is a time to share our goals and our interests with other more freely so that they can help connect you with the information and resources you need to really spread your wings and soar. And I feel like this energy is really, if you've been doing your work, if you've been doing a lot of your due diligence, I feel like a lot of things can come in for some great transformation for you, especially with Venus retrograde and bringing that inward transformation, because that's what she does. The 40 days and 40 nights, going from an evening star and she's going into a morning star, bringing forth that transformation. And Jupiter is about fine tuning it. And even though he's retrograding, and coming into this is about really looking at the shoreline and looking at the shoreline of how the tide has rescinded, and us looking at the things that we want to start to bring forth and recreate in our lives. This is how I especially with Venus retrograde, this is where this energy during Taurus really was getting me to think more about me, more about my health, more about my foundation. How do I feel? How do I want to present myself? This is all Taurus. Taurus is all, presentation. How do I look? This is about my house, my home, my family. This is my muggle world. And with that, and this transformation that for me is coming through, is bringing in to set forward on a healthier lifestyle, right? And bringing that healthier lifestyle. Jupiter, one of my Piscean rulers, and bringing that through. Now, the thing is that Jupiter, will come in and he will expand it for you, but you have to do the work. He's not like, say, here you go. He's like, okay, here's the opportunity for you to do something better for your life. And Venus wants to bring that beauty in and help you to internalize it and implement it so that you are creating that beautiful world. Because she is the ruler of Taurus and she's retrograde in Gemini. And that's the energy that we're going into. So she's coming into of looking at, okay, what are your interests? What is it? As she goes down for her transformation. And as we are doing it many times, and I love the cards that I got today, is that I got the Prince or the Page of the Princess of Winter. And the Princess of Winter is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords comes in, and it is about truthfulness. It is about bringing in that truth to yourself. But here it is, because Gemini's going to tell you as it is, because that's what Geminis do. They're going to tell you as it is. There's going to be no filter. Are you willing, or are you able to accept that truth of what it is that you need to transform in your life? Because sometimes that's difficult to hear. It's difficult to hear what it is, even though that you have to do it. Even though in your mind, oh yeah, I know I have to do that. But to be told it by somebody else can be a lot, right? You're being told that you have to take better control of your life, or you have to get your shit together, right? That. But now it's like, okay, if that's what I need to do, what are my steps? What are the tools that I need? Because now I have to gather my tools. So Taurus is all about gathering those tools in order to set forward on your next leg of the journey. And that's where we're at. It's looking at those tools, because information through this, especially with these retrogrades, we're going to be told there's going to be information that's going to come in, and it's going to be hard to hear. We don't want to hear these things. We don't want to be doing certain things. And it's like I'm an adult. I don't need to be told what to do. But sometimes, many times, I think it doesn't matter if you're adult or not. Sometimes you just need a good shake-up, to awakening, to understanding, say, hey, this is really what you need to start doing. And taking that look at yourself and making that happen if you really want to have something greater in your life. And that could be right down, for me, it's my health. And I feel it's my health and having the weight loss. I mean, that is a big one. I saw myself on a YouTube video, and I was just like, wow. Because seeing yourself, when you see yourself is different. It's kind of like I got an objective view of myself, because that's not how I actually see myself, which is quite funny. But it was like, wow, okay. There are things that I need to do in order for myself to allow myself to come back and take this great challenge of cleansing, clearing a lot. Now, I do a lot of cleansing and clearing spiritually and stuff, but now it comes in, and I even wrote a blog yesterday too, on finding that a lot of that energies that they're going on a hike and they're going to go get candy. That's what my woo. Oh, so you're going on a hike and getting candy, Owen? Getting candy is the most important part. So you just have to go on a hike to get the candy. Yeah. Yes. I'm just on my thing. I'm just repeating what you're saying. I'm going to Canmore. Oh, okay. Cool. And so they're off to Canmore. So this is all about, for me, and what I wrote the other day was my Mama G's self-care. And there was a poem that I got from Mary Oliver that I found, and it really touched me. So I just have to share this with you. I go down to the edge of the sea, how everything shines in the morning light, the cusp of the wilk, the broken cupboard of the clam, the opened blue mussels, moon snails, pale pink, and barnacles scran, and nothing at all whole or shut, but tattered splint, dropped by the gulls onto the gray rocks, and all the moisture gone. It's like a schoolhouse of little words, thousands of words. First, you figure out what each one means by itself: the jingle, the periwinkle, the scallop, full moonlight. Then you begin to slowly unveil your own self and to read the whole story. So that's where I found that poem, when it touched me about unlocking my own magic, and how this transformation of unlocking my own magic is, where there might be a lot of clearing and doing, the salt baths and doing a lot of other work, but there was still where I found it is unlocking the depths of my soul with all of the retrogrades. Is giving me a new outlook of the pieces I have lost. And this is going to be a journey of awareness. And that's what I feel this is happening. And I think not only for me, I think there's many people out there that is feeling this, that this is writing you, from the depths of my pools of my soul, that the transformation that's coming in. But sometimes we don't want to hear the truth of it. We don't want to hear what it is that we have to do. And sometimes it can come in where we get an illness. Sometimes it can come in where, we have to slow down. Other things might be that it's like all of a sudden you get laid off or you're fired, or there's this transformation that has to come in that you have to really reevaluate. Even this virus, what's going on now is getting us to reevaluate what is important to us and that alignment for us. And many times we don't want to hear it. We don't want to do it. We get to sit with ourselves is a real heavy thing to do. And that's what the Taurus energy had us do, is sit. And now it's time for us to really take what we have learned and start to bring in the transformation within our lives. And this is about us taking it. And the Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords comes in. And the Eight of Swords is like, if only you believe in yourself, thinking that you are powerless when you're not. You have the power to make the transformations that you want, but maybe you don't want to take them. Maybe it's such a fearful, where you have to admit to yourself, this is what you have to do. Is when you see all of these, these beautiful things from the sea, then you begin to slowly to read the whole story. You begin to see the whole story. When you start seeing the different parts and you start saying, hey, this is where I have to unlock. This is what I have to do. This is where I have to come into more of my devotions, not only with my prayer, my devotions, and my ritual, but the guidance on unlocking me and my power, which has to do for myself, getting my health back in order and bringing it in practical ways. And I think that's for all of us, bringing things in a practical way. And this is where we're going to have that respect for what it is that we truly love, that beauty that we really want in our lives. But it is, it's taking those steps to do it. And sometimes it's not an easy road to do because a lot comes up. Many of us, I feel, we have to start to detox. We have to start to detox a lot of things that are happening in our lives. And Gemini is very good at detoxing and getting things, into the open. And this is, especially with the Sun trining Jupiter retrograde, it is a beautiful energy of coming in today, which inspires inner expansion and growth. And Jupiter is in retrograde. So we can gain a lot of joy from going back and exploring and rediscovering from our past. Rediscovering what did you really enjoy to do? What was that thing that ignited you that you want to work on even more? And that's where this comes in. And this is where, also giving you that perception. So this is going back, maybe even 8 months into your journals. What were you doing 8 months ago? What really made you happy? Or maybe you've been really in a funk for the past 8 months. And it's time to look at where are you in a funk, and where do you need to make those changes in your life. So this is where this a lot of this energy is getting us a kick in the ass to get our shit together and start really looking at our internal flame, looking really at what it is that we want to release and let go. Because we do have a new moon coming up at the end of the week. So Friday is a new moon, and the sun trines Saturn and Mercury and squares Neptune. So there's going to be a lot of illusion coming in. There's going to be, this is about us setting our goals. This is for the future that will help us overcome some of our greatest challenges at this moment. So this energy is coming in to get us to overcome some of the challenges that we have in our lives, so that we are able to create more of that magic and bring in that beauty of who we are, and allow ourselves to celebrate that that beautifulness of us, and unlock the depths of our souls to step forward in some beautiful transformation, and bringing in that transformation, not only on a physical level, but a mental and a spiritual level, because that brings in that balance of our triangle. So there you go. Got my thoughts together. It took me a little bit, but I to give you the message that I really wanted to give you today. So have a fabulous Sunday. Enjoy. Take your time. If you're feeling a little exhausted today and stuff, just take your time. Yeah, I was up till like 1 or 2 in the morning, so this is just not my thing. And then of course I automatically wake up at like 5:30, and I'm just like, I'm not getting up. I don't want to get up. So, but it's one of those things. But sending you guys out so much love. Register now. I have my psychic mediumship development class coming up. We got June 7th. We have the open forum readings for $25, and we also have Intuitive Shaman coming up in June also. So sign up for these fabulous courses, and they're all on Zoom, so they're all virtual, and they're all recorded. So they're all done live and recorded. So sending you out so much love. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say and all that you do and all that you be. Blessed be everybody, and thank you. Bye-bye.